and welcome to Sarah's Stamping Retreat. Today I want to share with you this new Autumn Rain Betterpress plate with the coordinating stencil, because I think this is such a cool concept. So you stamp the Betterpress plate, which you can see I've tried out already, and the Betterpress plate gives you the outline, so then you can either colour the image, or there's some coordinating stencils that go with it that you can colour the image with, and you get such a crisp look to the stamping, much crisper than I've ever got with traditional stamps. And then the stencils are ideal if you don't love colouring, but if you do, you can obviously go straight in and colour that as well, or even if you just want a bit of a quicker card, because I do think stenciling's a lot quicker than colouring, and it looks so cool. But I also want to show you that it's not a one-trick pony, so we'll be using it in a few different ways today. I'm going to create 3 cards with this plate. So for the first card, I'm going to use this in the way that it was designed. So I'm going to add my Betterpress plate on here. Then I'm going to roll up some yellow tape and put it behind my piece of Betterpress cardstock. And then I'm going to use my Alpine Aster fresh dye ink from Autumnal. I really think the Autumnal fresh dye inks work really well with the Betterpress plates. But you can obviously try whichever inks you've got in your stash. And I like to kind of like wipe them across the Betterpress plate. I think that gives a nicer end result. And then I'm going to pop this on here, and I'm going to put it through my die cutting machine. And you can see that's given us a really gorgeous crisp image. I love that you can trust it to kind of print nicely every time. So then I'm going to pop this in my stamp wheel. Now you don't need the whole stamp wheel for stenciling, but I like to use the sticky mat from my stamp wheel for stenciling, so that's why I'm using this. They do sell this sticky mat separately. I'm going to link it below because I do think it's a bit of a game changer if you do quite a lot of stenciling. So nice that it holds your paper in place and also your stencils as well. So I can line that up on here, and then I can just press it down around the outside, and that will just hold that in place for me. You can see that's not going anywhere. So all the stencils are numbered, but they don't go on top of each other, so I don't think it really matters which order you do them in. I'm just going to use a mix of inks that I've got in my collection. So I'm going to use this grey from Stampin' Up, that's Smoky Slate. Then I'm going to use some Autumnal fresh dye inks for the umbrella piece. Again, you can just line it up, press it down around the outside. So I'm going to go in with the Dusty Pink first. And then I'm going to use Blush Rose and just add a bit of that in from the bottom. I think it's nice each time you take it off, you see the new layer underneath. So I'm going to use Peachy Glow first on this one. You can see that this comes together really quickly. And then we'll go in with a bit of Golden Honeycomb as well. And then we've got the leaves. And you see how easy it is just to add on and take off those stencils by just attaching it to the background. So then I've got Amber Blaze and Melted Butterscotch for the leaves, which are actually just the darker 2 shades of the ones that we've just used for the umbrella. So you can buy them separately, but those are kind of like a set of 4 that all work together. And then I'll just add on a little bit of that darker Melted Butterscotch. I think it's nice to use 2 shades just to add a little bit of dimension to it. And then this final one just does those additional elements on the umbrellas. And I'm just using a darker grey for that. So then there we've got that finished piece. And I think it's really lovely. And you can obviously change up the colours to suit your own colour schemes, or to suit the favourite colours of the person you're making it for. And it's quite quick to put together. So I've got an indigo 4¼ by 5½ inch card blank. Then I've got this pink piece that is 3¾ by 5 inches. And then I've cut this piece to 1/8 of an inch smaller than that. And then I've just hot foiled this thanks. That's the thanks from this month's Glimmer of the Month kit from Spellbinders. I'll link it below. I've been using this a lot because it comes with a coordinating die. It also comes with sub-sentiments, which I'm not using on this. But I just love the font. I thought it looked nice on this card. So we're just going to make this the focus of the card and glue these all together. So then I'm going to add some foam strips behind my thank. So then I'm just going to lay that across. So then we've got this cute card. So then for my next card, I want to foil with my Betterpress plate. And for me, if you've got a hot foil machine and a Betterpress machine, the Betterpress plates are the better value for money, and that's because you can foil and Betterpress with them, whereas the hot foil plates don't work with the Betterpress. And for me, the Betterpress plates work just as well as the hot foil plates to glimmer. I don't think there's any kind of like settling for second best there or anything. So I'm going to put down my paper, then the hot foil with the pretty side up, then the hot foil plate, and I'm just going to tape this over the top. So then I'm going to bring in my hot foil machine. You can see with the green light here that it's already heated up. I'm going to pop this on. I'm going to turn it slightly like that so it's not going through flat. And I'm going to press on my timer. And when that stops flashing, we can put it through my die cutting machine. So then I can take the tape off. And then we can pull this off. We've got that really beautiful foiled background. So then I can colour this with the stencils the same way I did the last card. To be honest, the foil's so pretty you could leave it like that if you wanted, but I am going to colour it. So then that's that panel coloured, and I've just got a white frame that I've cut with some stitched rectangle dies that I'm going to pop over there. And then I've used this cute Spellbinders die set. You can see it comes with a set of dies to create the hellos and then a set of stamps to create the sub-sentiments. So I've cut the hellos in blue, pink and white, and then I'm going to use this wanted to say heat embossed in white on blue cardstock. And all those stamps stamped together and they die cut all out at once, so you get a selection of sub-sentiments all just from kind of one stamp and past the die machine, which is really nice. And I tend to do them and then I keep them in the packet with the dies. This one's actually one that I did for a previous card. It's just one that was left over in the packet. So now I've got it left that I can use for today's card. I'm just layering up these hellos. And then I'm going to glue on the hello. Then I'm going to add this foam strip behind the wanted to say. And I'm going to add that across the top there. And then all we've got left to do is just to glue that to my card. And I think that looks really pretty with that shiny foiling. So then for my last card, I have printed one of these and coloured it with the stencils and printed the other and not coloured it at all. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer these up like this so they're one on top of the other, and then I'm going to die cut a rectangle from the middle of them. So now we've got this piece with this cut out of it and this piece with this cut out of it. If we swap these over, you can see that they perfectly fit into the other. So you can obviously make the two cards with this. We're just going to make the one for today, but the other one you can obviously make in the exact same way. So I'm going to grab my card front, I'm going to glue these pieces onto it. I will say I did use Betterpress cardstock for this card, but to be honest there's probably no point because you may as well just do it on normal cardstock, because by the time you've die cut it, then the kind of letterpress effect has gone anyway, so you may as well just use a normal cardstock. So then I've got this frame, and the smaller die that I used to cut this frame is the one that I used for the middle here, and the outside one is the one that's a size larger. So I'm going to glue that around the edge. And then I'm going to use this Hello Day again. I'm going to use the Miss You Lots this time. I'm only using 2 layers of it this time. The kind of smaller one and the middle one. I'm not going to use all 3. So I'm kind of using a really similar layout to the last card, but obviously with a different effect because we've got the kind of 2-tone look to there, and the other one was foiled instead of stamped. I can add on this hello. And I'll pop this Miss You Lots underneath. And I think that looks really cute. So then there we've got all 3 of today's cards using that plate in different ways. I'd love to know which is your favourite. Please do let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate you clicking like below, and you can also press subscribe if you'd like to see future videos. If you press the bell button and select all, then YouTube will also notify you when I've got a new video available. All of the products that I've used for today's cards are listed in the description below, and there's also a link there to my blog where you can find a picture supply list if that helps you find what you're looking for. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.